Toast was Ray Ray's idea. "Gentlemen," he said, standing up with his glass raised, "to new partnerships, to prosperity, to the future of Harlem." Everyone raised their glasses, even the Italians, who didn't give a damn about Harlem's future, but loved watching a man drink his own death. Bumpy's glass sat untouched in front of him. Ray Ray's smile faltered, just for a second, just long enough for Bumpy to see it. "You not drinking, Bump?" Ray Ray asked, trying to keep his voice light, casual, like old times. Bumpy looked at him, really looked at him, saw the sweat on Ray Ray's upper lip that had nothing to do with the heat, saw the way his eyes kept flicking to Sal Benedetto in the corner, saw the way his hand trembled just slightly as he held his own glass. "I'm savoring the moment," Bumpy said quietly. The room went silent. The kind of silence that happens when everyone knows something terrible is about to occur, but nobody knows exactly what. Ray Ray laughed, but it sounded wrong, hollow. "What moment? It's just wine, brother." "Brother," Bumpy repeated, letting the word hang in the air like smoke. "Yeah, brother." He picked up the wine glass, held it up to the light. The red wine caught the glow from the overhead lamp, deep and dark as blood. "This is good wine, Ray Ray," Bumpy said conversationally. 1937 Chateau Margaux. Must have cost you what, $40? $50? "Worth every penny for my brother," Ray Ray said, but his voice cracked on the word brother. "Funny thing about French wine," Bumpy continued, still not drinking. "During the war, the Nazis occupied Bordeaux. They stole most of the good vintages. This bottle right here, it survived the occupation. Somebody hid it, protected it, kept it safe from people who wanted to take what wasn't theirs." Sal Benedetto shifted in his seat. His hand moved toward his jacket. Bumpy's eyes cut to him. "You got somewhere to be, Sal?" Sal froze. The jazz from the main room leaked through the door. A saxophone playing something slow and mournful like a funeral march. Bumpy set the wine glass down without drinking. "You know what arsenic tastes like, Ray Ray?" The room went cold. Ray Ray's face drained of color. "Bump, I don't know what you're—" "Bitter almonds," Bumpy interrupted. "Faint. Most people wouldn't notice it in wine this rich. Most people would take a sip, compliment the vintage, and be dead in 40 minutes. He stood up slowly. Every man in that room watched him. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. "But I'm not most people." Ray Ray's hand went to his waistband, where Bumpy knew he kept a .38. But Bumpy was faster. Not with a gun, white to gray. "That's you," Bumpy said calmly, "meeting with Sal Benedetto at the Riviera Lounge 3 weeks ago. That's you accepting an envelope. That's you counting $30,000. He tossed another photograph. "That's your mama wearing that new fur coat. Nice coat. Shame where the money came from." Ray Ray looked like he was going to be sick. "See, Ray Ray, I've known about the meeting, known about the money, known about tonight." Bumpy picked up the wine glass. "You think I walked in here blind?" "I switched the glasses," Bumpy said simply. Ray Ray's eyes went wide. He looked down at his own wine glass, the one he just raised for the toast, the one he hadn't drunk from yet. "No," Ray Ray whispered. "Oh, yes," Bumpy said. "The one you poured for me, that's the clean bottle. The one in your hand, that's the one with the arsenic. My people swapped them while you were busy greeting our Italian friends." Bumpy looked at Ray Ray's glass. "Now drink." "Bump, please." "Drink," Bumpy said again. His voice was quiet, but it carried the weight of 15 years of brotherhood and 1 night of betrayal. Ray Ray was shaken. The wine glass rattled in his hand. Sal Benedetto jumped up, gun drawn. "Nobody's drinking anything. We're leaving." "Sit down, Sal," Bumpy said without looking at him. "You think you're in charge here?" Sal growled. Bumpy turned slowly to face him. "In Harlem? Always." Sal's finger tightened on the trigger. "1 bullet, Johnson. That's all it takes." "1 bullet," Bumpy agreed. "And then what? You think you're walking out of Harlem alive after killing me? Every black man within 10 blocks heard you were here. Every hustler, every runner, every shopkeeper. You shoot me, and you start a war you can't win. Vito Genovese doesn't run Harlem. He never has. He never will. He pulled out a phone, set it on the table. But if you don't believe me, why don't we call someone who can explain it to you? Sal's face went pale. Who? Bumpy dialed. The phone rang twice before someone picked up. Lucky, Bumpy said into the receiver. It's Bumpy Johnson. I got a situation here that needs your input. The room went absolutely silent. Lucky Luciano, the man who'd organized the 5 families, the man who turned the Italian mob into an empire, the man even Vito Genovese answered to. Bumpy listened for a moment, then spoke. I got 3 of Vito's boys here in Harlem. They paid $30,000 to have me killed. Now they're pointing guns at me, talking about walking out like nothing happened. He paused, listening. Uh-huh, that's what I thought. Bumpy looked at Sal. Lucky wants to talk to you. Sal took the phone like it was a snake. Boss? Whatever Lucky Luciano said in the next 30 seconds drained all the color from Sal's face. When he hung up, his hands were shaking. We're leaving, Sal said quietly. Not yet, Bumpy said. He sat back down, pulled out a cigarette, lit it slowly. Here's how this works, Bumpy said, exhaling smoke. A man's life in Harlem costs $30,000. At least that's what you paid Ray Ray. So now you're going to pay me $30,000 for your lives. Sal stared at him. You're extorting us? I'm giving you a choice, Bumpy corrected. I can kill all 3 of you right here, right now, and start a war that'll bleed both our families for years. Or you can pay me $30,000, the same amount you spent trying to kill me, and we walk away from this. No war, no bodies, just business. He leaned forward. What's it gonna be, Sal? Your life for $30,000 or your pride for free? Sal looked at his 2 men. They both nodded. We'll get you the money, Sal said through gritted teeth. You'll get it now, Bumpy said. I know you brought it for Ray Ray, his second payment. Hand it over. Sal reached into his coat slowly, pulled out an envelope, thick with cash. Bumpy didn't touch it, just nodded to one of his men, who took the envelope and counted it. $30,000, the man confirmed. Good. Now you can leave. Sal holstered his gun, started toward the door, stopped. Vito's not gonna forget this. Bumpy smiled. Lucky told you to pay. You paid. That's the end of it. Unless Vito wants to explain to Lucky why he's starting a war over a failed hit. Sal and his men walked out. The door closed behind them. The room